What's up, YouTube? This is Lord Zath bringing you another episode of Zath's Replay Theater. And we're doing something kind of rare here. We're actually looking at two battles in a row from HP McDougal. And the reason for that is, one, he sent them to me. Two, because he was a little bit frustrated, went to the forum saying, how do I play this ship? What can I do differently? So, you know, I'm gonna do a second replay here. And let's see what we can do to help Mr. McDougal. By the way, that first battle that you played, I don't think it was trash. I think it was decent. Like I said, I didn't see your secondaries getting involved, and I'm not sure why that didn't get involved at all. So, we'll have to see what happens. Gonna do another characteristic screenshot this time. Looks like your flag setup is the same, which makes sense. You just have it on auto reload. And what can I do? Ooh, kind of like this angle here. Let's make it something different. Yeah, looks kind of good, right? I hate how her butt is dirty. That's kind of frustrating. Fly around the ship a little bit more. Tirpitz, by the way, is a tier 8 premium ship, and if you don't have one, get one if you can. This ship is just fun to play. It really is. It's one of those ships that when I get frustrated, when I'm angry, I take the Tirpitz out and I just beat up on people, and they get upset. So, you know, it's good stuff. All right. That should be good enough. And off we go. Once again, using standard consumables, I would be using premium consumables. I think that would be helpful. And this is Okinawa. And I could tell you, you are already turning the wrong way. So many people go to A on Okinawa. Don't go A. Why? Because if you go into A, first of all, there's plenty of hiding places for destroyers. They can nuke you easily. Second of all, you really can't support B. You can kind of maybe lob over this island in C, but you get the idea. You go to A, you get trapped. So, you're better off going south to C. And you're starting to do that there. Good. I would also recommend communicating with your team and saying, hey guys, let's do BC. I think that's kind of important. Looking at the setup, we have mostly tier 8s, some 7s, and some 9s. The Yuguma will be a threat because of its torpedoes. The Baltimore can be a threat just because of rate of fire. The Kutuzov is what ultimately brought you down the last battle. Battleship-wise, maybe the Iowa is a concern. All of these ships have the ability to do good damage to you if you give them broadsides. On your team, you got Donskoy with his radar, and same clan. That's interesting. New Orleans has radar. Atlanta's got radar. And you've got a Fletcher and a Kidd, both very strong destroyers too. So, ship-wise, you should have an advantage here. Alright, good. You saw the Miyoko, you saw that he's broadside, and you saw an opportunity to punish that broadside. Now, as the battleship that's closest to B, you are most likely going to be the target of a lot of torpedoes from the Sims and from the Akatsuki. So you need to be thinking about that. What are you going to be doing if torpedoes show up? Bismarck is turning away, and I would say you know, you're probably not going to hit him because he's turning away. Kutuzov, Baltimore. See, and this is where it'd be very helpful to know how many people are targeting you. That's why I think Prey to Target is a very good skill to have for a battleship. Alright. And you shot the Kutuzov. Personally, I probably would have shot the Colorado. He is kind of broadsided to you. And I would be turning away hard at this point, which looks like you are doing. Now, I also noticed you like to change your targets a lot. You shoot at one target, and then you pick another one. And I think you should be He's turning away. Your aim is too low. You need to be looking at specific targets, and I know that they're going away, right? Like you lose one target, so you switch to another one. But you should really be trying to pick a target that you can be shooting at a couple of times, because you want to be able to track your shells and get a little bit of an idea of how that player is going to be dodging and that sort of thing. The other thing too, why haven't you shot that Akatsuki? And the reason I'm asking is because he's been spotted for a while now, and battleships shooting destroyers are the greatest problems that destroyers have, because you have actually pretty good AP shells against destroyers, and you certainly would do more damage to that Akatsuki than you will to that Bao on Iowa. So I think that's a bit of a misplay there. You got a couple hits on him though, that was good. And now you're looking at that Colorado. You can see the Baltimore is smashing his way up through A and hopefully gonna die for it because there's 3 ships right there. You're lining up a shot on the Colorado. Colorado's turning away. Good hit. Bullseye. Indeed. Okay, now, Iowa. Iowa's gone bow into you. So you know what you do to Iowa? You don't shoot him like that. Good, you saw the Kutuzov. What you do to the Iowa is you charge him. Because what's he going to do? Nothing. He can pen your superstructure. But from a bow on perspective, he's very weak. So I would be charging... Yeah, bleh. I would say, charge the Iowa, especially if he's bow on reversing like this, or at the very least, just keep your bow pointed to him, which you are doing right now, which is good. Your team is definitely going very passive around C there, which is unfortunate. Are you? Nope. But you got some base recaps, so that's good. And the Baltimore has survived and killed the Atlanta, which is unfortunate. I don't know why the Scharnhorst hasn't pushed up. But that Scharnhorst definitely could be useful. Now your secondaries aren't going off, so I guess you don't have a secondary build. Now that Iowa's disappeared, but don't forget he's still there. And you are starting to show some side to the Iowa, but you're behind the island, so that's good. He's turning away, that's not going to hit. So maybe also spend a little bit of extra time lining up the shot and seeing what the enemy ship is doing, and then you can adjust accordingly. The Scharnhorst has decided to finally go and fight that Baltimore, which he should have done a long time ago. So that's good. You've got 2 destroyers someplace ahead of you there, and you're stopping because you're afraid of that destroyer doing damage to you. Torpedoes have been spotted, so turn left. You're already stopping, so that's actually good. You read that situation quite well. You're a little bit slow on turning that rudder, and I think that if you had turned it earlier, you could have avoided some of that, but that's all right. Now what that means is that, what that tells me is that you've got destroyers on either side of you, and it might be a good idea to back off and wait. You see the kid has left you alone. The Kiev is in a situation where he's probably going to get himself killed. And, this is a situation where your team is just being stupid. Look at them. They're all going to A. And I'm sure you're looking at this and saying, what the hell? And maybe that's part of the frustration, right? Turn hard. If you're going to turn away, you got to turn hard. Nice hit. Enemy heavily damaged. Now Cyclone is coming in. and you took some hits there, but that's okay. Cyclone is coming in, and the nice thing about Cyclone is that it sets it up so that you are probably at the greatest advantage, other than maybe a radar cruiser, because you are built for brawling. Now those were some snapshots, and you can see what happened as a result. You missed. Again, take a little bit extra time to line up your shot. And okay, turn, slow down. The reason why I suggest you slow down and cut the engines is so that you have the ability to dodge additional torpedoes that might come your way. Alright, now, looks like the Baltimore died. Yeah, and the Scharnhorst is now charging the Miyoko. I'm gonna see if we can... No, we can't see him anymore because of the storm. Alright, good, Miyoko's dead. So at this point, turn the ship around and go to sea. And the reason why I say go to sea is because you need to back up that Kyiv right now. And hopefully in 17 seconds you're going to use your repair party consumable. And that'll bring your health back up. I think, honestly, if you would have... Oh, did I just... Oh, I just discovered something. Wow, okay. So, I can't hit the H key to see what's going on, but if I hold the mouse cursor over there, I can see some stuff. So anyway, I think if you had premium consumables, your health would end up over here. And if you had that health flag, your health would be up here, maybe. So, just some things to be thinking about. And, alright, your secondaries are only 9 kilometers. Huh. I'm wondering if you've gone for... Because I'm pretty sure they defaulted at 8.5 now, or 7.2. I can't remember where they're at. But, I find that interesting, though. What that tells me is that you might be running aiming system, which is useful. It helps with your dispersion of your shells for your main guns, but I think for this ship, I really do think that you're going to want to go more for secondary damage, especially in a situation like this, that Yugumo see, hey look, your secondaries are going into action. This is a first between both battles. And you know, you can if you have manual secondaries, you can really put the hurt on people. And now you're shooting with your guns. The problem here, if I were you, I would cut speed now. He's turning away, and what that tells you is that he has dumped his load. So if you cut speed and turn in, you will hopefully dodge those torpedoes. Bismarck is coming in. Keep shooting that Yugumo. What are you doing? If you're gonna shoot, shoot. Torpedoes. Fire your right torpedoes. At this point, man, fire your right torpedoes. Look at him. He's 4.7 kilometers away. Forget the Iowa. Forget the Iowa. Shoot. Shoot. Nope. This is... Okay, so this is what I would do differently. Right here. Pause. Alright. This Bismarck, 3.8 kilometers. Punish him! Torpedo! See how the Iowa is flinching? Iowa's turning away because he's afraid that you're going to ram him. You stare him down that throat, and you make him turn. Okay? So what I would have done differently is I would have kept on going straight at the Iowa, make him flinch, torpedo the Bismarck, have your left torpedoes ready for when the Iowa does flinch, and then you ram them down his throat. You fired those torps early. They're still going to probably hit him and kill him. But that's just a suggestion for you. Let's see how this goes from here. And there you go. You're dead. Which we kind of knew was going to happen. Let's see where your torpedoes go. And they definitely did some damage, but not enough to kill him. I'm pausing a lot because your last replay, you just left the battle right away. By the way, secondary default is 7.5 kilometer. Okay. Look at that. You almost got him. And I think... I mean, you got him with 4 torps, so you did the most damage. But if you would have fired those right torps, you might have also hit him. 102,000 damage. That's pretty respectable. Now the kid's coming in, and the kid just got himself stupidly killed. That is what it is. But this is one of those situations where it's the storm. You don't know where the enemy team is. You try to go and support the Kyiv, which I think is the right decision. But I mean, all those ships just suddenly appeared, and I think you got a little overwhelmed. Now, again, manual secondaries are so useful on this ship. AFT, BFT, manual secondaries, manual anti-air if you want, or instead of manual anti-air, pick up fire prevention or concealment. You would have, if you had manual secondaries, you probably would have gunned down that Yugumo. Okay? And I think you definitely need to recognize the ability to fire torpedoes at that Bismarck as well. And even if they missed, who cares? You're still getting them out there. That's still potential for damage. You made the Iowa flinch, which I think is the right choice. You have ramming flags, so I would say even if Iowa didn't flinch, you don't flinch. You freaking ram that son of a bee, because you've got ramming flags. You could take him out. Okay? So don't be afraid to use it. Overall, my suggestions after watching 2 replays. First of all, it has to do with your targeting. If you can, focus on one target for a couple of salvos, and get used to that. 2, take a little bit extra time with your targeting and see what your enemy is doing. If they move away, then punish them. And you know, by what I mean by that is you need to aim higher. You need to kind of anticipate the turn. In close quarters, don't be afraid to get more into it, and I think having that AFT and manual secondaries would help you here. Don't be afraid to fire at destroyers. I think that would have really helped you in that situation if you had done that. And lastly, you got to be running those premium consumables. Like I said, 22,500 credits isn't that much. Had you been running those premium consumables, you might have lived a little bit longer. I don't know that you would have survived this battle, but you probably would have done a little bit more damage. Now, you can't control the fact that your team went to A. All right? Other than at the beginning saying, hey guys, let's go BC. But in your situation, you know, you were not supported by other ships. Your Tago is turning away. When a storm hits, you generally want to pair up with somebody else if you can. The buddy system works really well in a storm. So I know, again, you went after that Kyiv to try to support him at the beginning of the storm. He went down at some point. I don't know when he went down. But I think when he did, going to the Atago might have been your next better choice in terms of your positioning. So I do hope that these videos have helped. Overall, I wouldn't be so frustrated with your performances. You're not being killed at 30,000 damage. You're doing work. I think it just comes down to positioning, and it comes down to just learning to leverage the benefits of your ship. So, thanks for watching. I'm gonna go back to continue to watch and see if you go and watch the entire battle here, and we'll see. Actually, and you've already moved your. Can I move back to your ship? Nah, I can. We're gonna go take some screenshots of your sinking body, and that might be one of the you're sinking right next to a kid, and you see the kid. By the way, the kid's smoking. He tried to save you, and unfortunately, he wasn't able to do so. But that's okay. I'll take the screenshot, and it'll look like you sank the kid. So. That might make you feel better. I don't know, man. Let me go back around this way. And by the way, let's look at your turrets. While I've got this up here, let's zoom up. Look at your turrets. You never want to do this in a battleship, all right? Pick a side. Stay on that side. And don't turn your turrets that often. Don't flip sides that often, because it takes a long time for your rear turrets to get into action. And the reason why those turrets ended up that way is because you started looking at the Iowa. And I think at the end there, you should have stayed on that Bismarck. Ram the Iowa, shoot the Bismarck. Or maybe shoot the Yagumo, but anyway. Let's go back and watch the rest of the game. So Akatsuki spotted. Oh, nope, you left. All right. Well, thanks for submitting the replays. I hope that these two have helped. Feel free to send me more, and I'll continue to feature more of your replays in here as you continue to grow. But the important thing is, don't be afraid to try new things. Keep doing what you're already doing, because a lot of it is working. You just need to, maybe work on your commander build. And like I said, definitely premium consumables will help. So once again, thanks for watching. As always, comment, like, subscribe if you want. And if you have any other replays, if anybody's got any replays, send them to me. I'd love to showcase them. We have a patch coming up. And so what that means is there might be a little bit of lag time between release of videos and that stuff. So we'll see what happens. Again, thanks for watching. Take care, guys.